Very good morning, everybody. Very good morning and welcome to today's Unit 4 class, everybody. Guys, girls, all of y'all, we were in the 2021 June paper. Am I correct? But we haven't completed it. We just imported the data and there is a lot more for us to go through. So everybody, 2021 June, 2021 October, right? 2021 October. So when we have a look at this, guys, we did the normalization part. We imported the data into our database. So inside our database, we have altogether, how many tables do we have? We should be having a total of 4 tables. Give me a second for it to open up. Okay, we have a total of 4 tables. This is our imported table. We will be ignoring this table anyway. We have a form. And then everybody, where we stopped at was where they asked us a question to take screenshots of our imported data. Okay, screen prints of your tables showing at least 5 records and the full record counter. That is where we stopped at. So can you quickly take screenshots of your tables, of your imported table? So you have your customer. The table that was given to us by the examiner was the which table? The program, no, the customer table, right? Right or wrong? Sorry? Programmer table. The table that was provided to us by the examiner was the programmer table. Okay, everybody? So programmer table, obviously we will not be taking a screenshot, but we will be taking screenshots of all the other tables. Okay, so we open the customer table from top to bottom. We take a screenshot. How come we don't have the file? That means we didn't practice this at all. Sorry? Are you getting it from somebody or what? So I'm going to take a screenshot from top to bottom. Okay, from top to bottom, I'm taking a screenshot to show the records and the total number of records I have. I come and paste them over here. Then I take it off the next table as well, the phase table, Windows Shift S from top to bottom, ensure that, oh, the total number of records didn't come. Now it comes. The total number of records are visible again. Control V. Then I go down to the project table, Windows Shift S from top to bottom. And I come and press Control V over here. Come on, everybody. I'm moving in 1 minute. Guys online, I hope you'll have the files and you'll are practicing with me. We are doing the 2021 October paper. We are completing the screenshot question, which is basically question number 1C. Sorry, 1D. We are doing 1D right now. So we just produced screenshot showing at least 5 records. Okay. Shall we move on? Everybody done with this? So am I doing this? 2021 October, we will take screenshots of the imported records. All right, everybody, in question 1E then, we have an essay type question, 9 marker, where we have to type out our answer. The examiner says, everyone with me now? ISIAS has been told that the structure of the programmer table is not entirely suitable for recording the details of a programmer. Okay. Aisha, this is a paper we started last week, not last week, the week before that, 2021 October. Okay, so we had just imported the data, but we didn't take screenshots of our imported records. So we just took screenshots of the imported records. Okay, and now we are moving on to 1E. Okay, 2021 October. Okay. Analyze the data and recommend how the structure of the database could be improved to allow a more efficient recording of a programmer's details. Type your response in the appropriate place in the template. Can you guys have a look at the programmer table and tell me what would you recommend for its structure? So you can see over here you have your programmer ID. That's all right. You have first name, you have last name, atomic values, superb. You have email, you have the availability, and you have the language. But what is the problem that you'll see over here? What is the problem that we see in the programmer table? The language is not editable. It's not accurate. Okay, languages are not atomic values. Very true. Any other problems you'll see with that? The languages are not, you can see in the language field, if you see programmer ID 6, he has multiple languages recorded in one record, okay, which is, that's not allowed. Also, another major problem is data redundancy, right? We have duplication of records. Why are the records being duplicated? So, for example, why is Stephanie recorded twice? Because he can because she can, code in 2 languages. Okay. And then guys, do you think data consistency has been maintained? Data consistency has also not been maintained. Look at the spelling of program ID number 9 and 10. They are referring to the same person, but but the names are different. Also, if you look at Rose, he is recorded as a programmer, but he cannot code in any of those languages, correct? He cannot code in any of those languages. Okay, another problem there. Any other problems you all can see over here? Any other problems that you all can see over here? Even when it comes to Nicole, programmer ID number 12 and programmer ID number 14, we could see data inconsistency issues. Oh, those are 2 different people, no? How do you know? The email addresses are different, no? Huh? Yeah, so maybe siblings, no? Nicole and Nicola, maybe. Okay, so we'll ignore that. Then we won't talk about that. Email address is also different now, so we'll ignore that. Any other problems you'll see over here? I don't think I see any other problems. Okay, we'll start off. We'll first analyze the table. We'll first analyze here. Look here, analyze the data and recommend how the structure of the database could be improved. So the improvement part we didn't talk about yet. We'll first analyze the table. So what shall we start typing over here? Let me zoom in and start typing over here. So what I'll say over here is, what shall we start off with? The current database structure, the current structure of the programmer table, okay, the current structure of the programmer table has the following issues. Okay, let's start talking about the issues that we see over here as the following issues. So we'll start off with data redundancy. Okay. Data redundancy issues. Okay. Where a programmer's details are being repeated multiple times okay, are being repeated multiple times. Okay, do you all want to say why or not necessary? Are being repeated multiple times. Or you can give an assumption. This seems to have been done. This seems to have been done to accommodate the fact that each programmer can code in multiple languages. Okay, so we spoke about data redundancy issue where programmers' details are being repeated multiple times. This seems to have been done to accommodate the fact that each programmer Then we have also seen data inconsistency issues. Okay, come on, device on silent. Data inconsistency issues. Oh, no need to say issues, right? We have already said issues over here now. Why are we repeating the word issue again? Data redundancy, data inconsistency. The repeated details of programmers are inconsistent for some programmers. You want to give any examples? That will be good. Example, programmer ID. For example, programmer ID who? Programmer ID 8 and programmer ID. No. Rosie, and this is Rose. Boys, girls, there are two possible answers over here. Everybody, all the email addresses are following a given formula. Okay, so because they made a mistake over here, the same mistake continued over here. Or the other suitable explanation is these two are siblings. Which one seems like a more likely? The first one, right? They made a mistake. Okay, them being siblings doesn't seem to be a very, what do you call, possible point. Okay, because you can see the email address is based on a formula. Okay, it's taking the first name dot last name at gmpost.com, isn't it? So we can talk about data inconsistency issues. Programmer ID 8 and 10. Programmer ID 8 and 10 are the same person. However, their names have been spelled differently. Okay, if you want, you can give examples. Rose, 1 second, and Rosie, no? Please. Right, everybody. You all took down this example. However, their names have been spelled differently, Rose and Rosie. And this has led to a generation. Okay, this has led to a different email address also being generated. Okay, where the same person is having two different email addresses. Okay, and this has led to a different email address also being generated where the same person is having two different email addresses. Okay, then we can talk about non-atomic values. Okay, non-atomic values. Which field was it? The language field, right? The language field does not contain atomic values. Example, programmer ID. Programmer ID who? Programmer ID 6. Example, programmer ID 6 has multiple what? Has multiple what mean? Coding languages. Has multiple coding languages recorded in one field. Has multiple recording languages in one field. Okay. Any other problems, guys? Sandhu? No problem, no other problems. Are you sure? Vidun, look at the table, look at the table. If you have taken down the answer, look at the table and tell me any other problems that you all see over there. Guys online, any other problems that you all see on the table? Analyze it. We're talking about the issues. Dishan, nothing? Everyone look at this. Look at Rose. What's wrong with Rose? What's wrong with Sean? What's wrong with, yeah. What's wrong with Rose and Sean? They are in the programmer table, but they cannot program a single language, no? Oh, sorry, availability, no? They are not available right now. Okay, sorry, my bad. The field says available, no, are they available? Okay, I was gonna tell that, you know what, we have programmers who apparently can't code in any language, because all of them say no, but here it says available, no, are they available or not? Okay, then I'll ignore that point, right? Nothing else, no? Nothing else, right? Guys, look at the spellings of the programming languages. Are they consistent? I'm just asking you. I didn't see anything. I'm just asking you all. Java, Ruby, Bash, HTML, CSS. I don't see any problems, no? SQL, Ruby, HTML, Swift, Java, JavaScript. I can only think of one problem. We don't have a programming language called C. Isn't it? You have C++, C#, you have. Just C, we don't have. Okay, I'm pretty sure we don't have, but why don't I just confirm with Google also, in case I'm wrong and, you know, it becomes another problem. Go. It's there multiple times now. So I'm going to ignore that. This C is only what I'm programming language called C. C is a powerful and widely used general purpose programming language developed. Okay, so luckily we checked it. Okay, luckily we checked it. Apparently there is. Okay, it's a procedural programming paradigm. Where programs are okay, whatever. It's there now. We'll ignore that then. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be any inconsistencies in terms of the language. Okay, then boys, girls, you all have identified the problems now. Now tell me, what are your solutions? How do we come about this problem? I'm not going to answer it. I'm going to wait for y'all. Guys online, y'all also need to start talking now. I can't keep, this is spoon feeding otherwise. Yeah. Everybody, you all saw the problems. We are having data inconsistency issues. We are having data redundancy issues. Okay. So what do? Have a language table. I agree with her. The language names are being repeated. Why are you repeating it? Have another table for the language. I agree with her. What else? So that means remove the language table from the programmer table. Remove the language table from the programmer table. Create a new table called what? TBL languages. Okay. And in that, what are the fields you're going to have? Language ID and the language. Okay. I like it. Then what do we do? what do we do next? Another table with the program and the language. Another table because what's going to happen here, guys? We need to have another table called what? Shall we call it TBL availability? Shall we have a third table called TBL availability? So in this table, what will we connect? In this table, in the TBL availability or TBL available programmers, what do we connect? First name? No. Programmer ID? No. Language ID? And any other special notes you will tell me here? Now, for example, Stephanie, program ID is going to repeat multiple times in the availability table. So who's going to be your primary key here? Are you going to have something called availability ID? You're going to have a composite key. Composite key meaning programmer ID and language ID, isn't it? Program ID and language ID together is never going to repeat, no? So you're going to have a composite key here, which is program ID and language ID here. Okay? So, shall we get moving then? Shall we get that done? So what we're going to do now is, how did the examiner word it? The examiner said, and recommend how the structure of the database could be improved. Okay? So now let's start writing our answer saying, to fix the above issues, to fix the above mentioned issues, the following changes are recommended. These are what we recommend. The following changes are recommended. What did you all tell me? Change number 1, remove the language field from the language table. Okay? Remove the language field and available field from the TBL program. Then a new table should be created to store the various programming languages. This table should contain the language ID and language fields. Then a new table in brackets will mention the name of the table. The table will be what? TBL language. Then a new table, we will be calling it TBL language, should be created to store the various programming language. This table should contain the language ID and language fields. And should contain the language ID and language name fields. The language ID field should be assigned as primary key. Okay? Another table called TBL what? TBL availability should be created to store the availability of each programmer in respect. No, how in respect is the right word. The availability of the programmer, what? Based on the language that they are available. Now, what's a good word to connect it? Should be created to store the availability of each programmer based on based on the language, shall we say? Based on the language, in respect to the language. What's a good word? To store the availability of each programmer based on the language. Or just say based on the language that they are available for. This table should contain the following fields. Okay, what are the fields? Programmer ID, comma, language ID, programmer ID, comma, language ID. Do we need any other fields? Do we need any other field? No, right? Basically, only those who are available will get recorded in this table, right? We don't need to have any other field. This table should contain the following fields: programmer ID and language ID. In brackets, we can say both these fields are foreign keys, and further, both these fields will operate as composite keys for the TBL availability table. Okay, that's what we have said. The program ID and language ID will serve as composite keys for the TBL availability table. The TBL availability table. Okay. What is missing? What is missing? Everybody, something very critical you all haven't mentioned yet. Connecting the tables. Okay. Finally, the TBL programmer, comma, TBL availability and TBL, what's the other one? Language should be connected to each other. Can you all tell me the order? They should be all connected. How are they going to be connected? TBL programmer and what is the other table TBL programmer will connect with? TBL program and TBL availability will have what type of a relationship? Should have a one-to-many relationship. One-to-many relationship. Okay. TBL what? TBL language and TBL availability will also have a one-to-many relationship. Are we okay with this? The programmer and availability will have one-to-many. One programmer can be available for multiple times, and language and availability also should have a one-to-many relationship. Okay, one language can be available multiple times. Okay, everybody, let's speed up a little bit now. Guys, girls, everybody, I hope this makes sense. We analyzed the problems first, okay, and then we came up with solutions. We gave recommendations, not really solutions. We gave recommendations telling how they can solve this problem. Are we good? Ishan? Okay there? Right, everybody, now enough with this essay type question. We have done it, we have answered it. Shall we have a look at question number 2A, everybody? Let's move down to question number 2A. Okay, I have forgotten to mark that we have done these questions. I'll do that in the break. Okay, question number 2A. Everyone with me now? Isias wants to know, by the way, can we quickly go and read the scenario again before we answer all these questions? Can we quickly go and read the scenario again? Because we are coming back after 2 weeks, right? Just read the scenario again. We are talking about a software creation company that employs programmers. Okay. The company creates softwares for customers. Okay, they make softwares for customers. Each software, the creation of a piece of software, the creation of a piece of software is called a project. So one software can have multiple projects. Okay, each project has a start date and an end date. So you have a software is broken into multiple projects. Each project has a start date and an end date. Okay. No. I'm messing it up. I'm messing it up. Each software can have multiple phases. Each software is called a project, and each project is split into programming phases. Each project is broken into multiple phases. Each phase has an actual start date and the number of days it has taken to complete that stage or that phase. Each phase has one programming language and a programmer who can program in that language. Are we okay with this? Software development company, they develop softwares. Each software is referred to as a project. Okay. Each project contains multiple phases. Each phase is done using one programmer and one language. Okay. Right. Now we have somewhat of an understanding now. Now let's move down. Isias wants to know the number of programmers. Give me a second to do some underlining. Number of programmers who can use each programming language. Create a query that calculates the number of programmers who can use each programming language. Display the name of the programming language and the number of programmers who can use that language. Very big question. Okay, why don't you all start with the most obvious? What tool are you going to use? Query design. We are going to use query design. Right, let's go there. Let's work together. Let's go into create. And let's take query design. Now tell me, guys, what is the table you're going to refer to? In order to decide which table to refer to, you need to know the fields to display, right? What is the most obvious field you know you have to display? Louder. Program ID. Okay. More obvious than that is the name of the programming language, right? More obvious than that is the name of the programming language. So shall we take that? So where do we get the name of the programming language? Which table contains the name of the programming language? The programmer table. The programmer table has a field called language. Now I want to know how many programs. So I'll run this below. Everybody let me run it. I have taken the language. I'm going to click on run. Now you can see all the languages have appeared over here. Swift is there, JavaScript is there, Python is there. You can see all of them have appeared over here. Now what do I want to know? I want to know for Swift, how many programmers do we have? For JavaScript, how many programmers do we have? For Python, how many programmers do we have? For Java, how many programmers do we have? So then what do I do? You all understood, right? Let me zoom in. I have displayed the languages that my programmers can program in. Everybody, I have displayed the language. Here you go. Now when I run it, the languages have appeared. So for example, you can see Swift once. Again, where has Swift appeared? Twice. Again, where has Swift appeared? No, only two. Apparently there are two people who can code in Swift. Let's take JavaScript. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I need to count these basically. So what do I do then? Okay, she's saying, why don't you display the program ID also? Okay, I'll display the program ID also, Vilo. I'll display the program ID also. Now when I run this, you can see the program IDs have now appeared on my screen. Okay, everybody. Now what do we do? Louder. Totals. Go into, okay, he's saying, okay, I'll go into totals. And what do I do in totals? I'm taking totals now. I need to do some counting. Counting comes inside totals only. So in query design, I enable totals. And what do I do? 1 second. 1 second. Can you all see here? It says language is going to be grouped. What's going to happen when the language is grouped? All the Swifts will come together. All the JavaScripts will come together. All the HTMLs will come together. All the Javas will come together. After grouping them, what do I want to do with the program ID here? Sort. Okay, watch this, watch this, watch this. I ran it. Can you all see? All the HTML, CSS have come together. All the Javas have come together. All the JavaScripts have come together. They haven't got properly grouped, but they are next to each other. I want to group them and count how many programmers are inside it. Agree with me, Vidun? I want to group this, put all the JavaScripts together in one record, and then tell me how many programmer IDs are there. You get it? So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go into design view. I'm going to say, you know what? The languages, group them. Give me all the JavaScripts. But the programmer IDs, count and tell me how many are there for JavaScript. Put all the Swifts together. The program IDs for it, count and tell me how many are there. So what do I do over here? Program IDs, I don't want them grouped. I want them counted. Can you see? I want them counted. Now what do I do? When I click on run, there you are. Assembly, we have only one. Bash, shell and PowerShell, we have 2. In C, we have 1. In C Sharp, we have 1. In C+, we have 1. In Go, we have 2. Can you guys see it? Okay. Everyone understood this? Should I run this again for anybody else? Guys, girls, online, everybody online, are you all okay with this? We group the languages and count the programmer IDs inside it. So read the question and see, have we done everything that the examiner asked for? I think I have done everything that the examiner asked for. Number of programmers I have shown, programming language also I have shown. The result should be displayed in order of lowest number of programmers to highest. How do we do this? Sort. So we go into design view and the count, I'm going to sort it in lowest, no? Ascending order. They said lowest to highest, no? So you have to sort it in ascending order. Can you all do that? Sort it in ascending order. The program ID, the programmer ID field should be sorted in ascending order. So now I'm going to click on run. And how do we save this? I'm going to save this as, save it as 2a dash count of programmers. I don't think I can put such a long name. We'll see. Count of programmers by language. Question 2a, count of programmers by language. So now when it's allowing me to do that, it's allowing me to do that. Okay, so I put 2a dash, or you can put q2a dash count of programmers by programming language. Okay. Screen print your query in design view. Okay, I need a design view screenshot. Windows Shift S. From top to bottom. Then I also need a screenshot of the data sheet view. of data sheet view, Windows Shift S. Okay, so I'm done. I'm just waiting for a minute for you all to catch up. Okay. All done now? Ikram? Vidun? Guys online, all okay there, right? Okay, everybody online, you're not saying anything, which means everything is under control for you all. Okay, right. I'm going to move on then. The examiner then goes on to ask us, Isyas, guys, I'm not doing this entire question. I'm only doing the query and leaving the report for you all. We spoke about this last time, right? I said, this is taking way too much of time for us in the class. So I'm leaving the report part as a homework for you all. The query, I'll do it now in class. Isyas would like to know if project 1 and project 7 finished on time. This is his requirement. If project 1 and project 7 finished on time. He wants to use the standard report in figure 1. He will use information from the database. Everybody saw this now? This is what he wants displayed in his report. Create a query that will extract and use appropriate data from the database. Everybody, what tool are we going to use? Before we create a report, we need to be creating a query, right? So let's go into create query design. Create query design. Now the question comes up, what fields do I need? How do I figure that out? How do I figure out which fields I need? By simply looking at the report. Look at the report. Project check is a heading. Project ID, do we have project ID? We do have project ID. In which table will it be? It will be in the project table. So I take project ID here. What's the next field? The customer's name. Okay, you can see first name and last name have been concatenated here. Okay, so shall we do the concatenation now or later? Do it now. Okay. So what I'll do right now is I'll take the customer table. I'll take customer table, but what am I going to do here? I'm going to say, what is the field name? Customer. I'm going to say customer is. Now type your expression. What's your expression? Customer first name. Customer, watch your capital symbols. It matters. Customer first name. Concatenate with a space. Double quotes are, I think you all can see, is the projector showing it to you all? Yeah, there is double quotes. Can you all see? Everybody can see that, right? Customer first name, capital matters, concatenate with a space, and then concatenate with customer last name. Customer first name, and then concatenate with a space, and then concatenate with customer last name. Boys, girls, can you give me a second to make sure it's first working for me? Everybody stop for a second. I want to first make sure it's working for me now. So we click on run. It is working perfectly well for me. Everyone saw this? The first name is appearing, space is appearing, last name is appearing. Working very well for me. What are the other fields we require? The target project length. Do we have a field called target project length? Do we have something like that? Everybody, target project length. How do we calculate that? Project start date target end date minus start date, isn't it? Will it work? I also don't know. Just like you all don't know, I also don't know. I'm going to try it and see here. So everybody, you'll understand this. We are going to calculate the target project length. So what's the formula for that? The target end date, the date we end to stop it by, minus the date we started. Is it clear? That will give us the length. Okay. So okay, so what is the name of the field? Target project length. Target project length is target underscore project underscore length is, or if you want brackets, days also, can we put days in brackets? I'm putting it in brackets. What are the fields? You all told me target end date. Target end date. Again, I'm reminding you all, capital symbols do matter. Minus project start date. Target end date minus project start date. Let me run and see if it works. It is working perfectly well. It is working perfectly well. Target end date minus project start date. Okay. After typing this expression, run it and see is it actually working. Okay, other way later when you get parameter issues, you want to know where the issue is occurring from. Can I move from here? You can type it now. You all understood, right, everyone? All of you all? Okay, Ikram can manage now. You all understood basically what needs to be done now. What's your spellings? Capital, simple matters. Any other field we need here? Phase ID also we need, no? We need phase ID. Okay, so I'll take phase ID. The phase ID field should be displayed. Any other field we need to display? The phase ID, the start date of that phase, actual phase start date we need. So I'll take that also. And then we also need what else? The phase duration. Phase duration. Okay, so we have taken that. Okay, let me just run this. So far everything looks all right to me. Everybody, we were supposed to include these fields also. Phase ID, the phase start date, and the phase duration. Because a project can have multiple phases, no? Every project can have multiple phases. Okay. Then boys, girls, everybody, we'll talk about the grouping and all later. Any criterias we have here? Everybody, we have to also mention the phase ID according to our report. The phase ID should be visible. The phase start date should be visible. The phase duration days should also be visible. According to the question paper, we are only interested in which projects? Project 1 and Project 7. We don't want all the projects. We want only project 1 and 7. So what do I go and do? Where do I go and put this criteria? Sorry, Evan? Where do I put this criteria? In project ID, right? In project ID, I will say we are interested only in 107. Are we okay with this? In project ID, my criteria will be I am interested only in 107. 107. So now when I click on run, you can see my results have reduced a lot more. Okay. Are we going to do the grouping here? Do the grouping in the report. Everybody, you do the grouping when you create the report. Okay. The grouping, you can't do it now. You do it in your report. You will group basically by what? What will you group it by? Project title. Project ID, you mean. You will group it by project ID. Okay. You will group it by project ID. Okay, because one project can have many phases now. So you group it by project ID, then the phases that appear, the phases inside it will appear like this. And this actual project length will be this will be a calculated field. You will do it in your report. What will you calculate? The actual project length, how do you calculate it? What's your formula going to be? Sorry? Very good. Addition of phase duration. You will add up the phase duration. Estimated was 8 days. After adding up the duration of each phase, also it's 8 days. We are on target. Here we have a problem. Okay. Our target was 4, but it's taking actually 5 days. So here we have a problem. Okay. Design view for a second. I'll come to your laptop also if necessary. Can we use AND for criteria? So Mazin, if you use AND means what? The project ID should be 1 and 7. It should be both of them. So that's not possible now. So whatever I said, I have said O. O means it should be one of them. If it is project 1, give me the answer. If it is project 7, also give me the answer. It has to be one of them. Okay? You understand, Maz? You understand that, Maz? If I tell you, for example, tell me all the students who are doing IT and chemistry, what does it mean? Students who are doing both these subjects. You get it, right? That's what AND means. Who are doing both these subjects. But if I say, tell me the students who are doing IT or chemistry here, you will give me the students who are doing any one of these subjects. Yeah. Aisha, I think yes, you could use plus. You could use plus. Shall I just confirm with you? Give me a second. I'll confirm with you. I'm also confused a bit. Not confused. I'm doubting myself now. I don't. Yes, you can use plus also. You can use plus also. Somebody had a problem here, right? Who was it? You are not working still. You have done it in the relationships. Okay. Check ID has to be connected this. Program ID. The project will have multiple phases. Evan, look at this thing here. I'll first save this query as question what? Question 2b. I'll just say 2b. Question 2b. Look at my relationship. Yeah, you have, I think you have to start from the beginning. Start from the beginning means, no, this query you have to start from the beginning. The phase table and project table must have a relationship. Now, your phase and table, project don't have a relationship. Okay. So this query, you have to cancel it now. Do the relationship. No, but you will have to start from the beginning. Yes. How will you get project ID into your phase table? While you are importing itself, something has gone wrong. In your phase table, project ID is not there, no? So you have to start from the beginning. From importing itself, you have to start it. Okay, yeah, because right, everybody, we are moving away from here then. Okay, we'll break shortly. Everybody, this is also done in class. I'll just put a note over here, done in class. Done in class, okay. Right, everybody, I'm keeping this for homework. Okay, everybody, this I'm keeping as homework. You all create the report, okay. Right, can we move on to question number 3A? ECS needs information about customers who have commissioned more than 2 projects. He wants to know customers who have, what do you call, commissioned or been involved in more than 2 projects. Create a query that will do this. Okay, I'll underline what I have understood so far. Customers, more than 2 projects. The query should display each customer's last name and the number of projects that they have commissioned. We all know which tool to use now. What tool are we going to use? Obviously, we are going to use a query, right? We are going to use a query. Create query design. Now, what is the most obvious field we know we have to display? Customer's last name. Customer's last name comes in which table? Customer table. And we take customer last name. Now, I want to know how many projects this customer has been involved with. Which field do I take? Customer table, does it have any connection with the project table? Customer table and project table, they have a relationship now. So which field do I take then? Project ID here. Okay, I'll take project ID here. I'll take project ID here. Everybody, now when I run this, can you see here? Cruz, for example, has been a part of 2 projects. Martin has been 1, 2. Martin has been a part of 2. Rogers has been a part of 3. So what do we do next? Sorry? Enable totals, exactly. Enable totals where the project ID, the customer's last name we group, put all the Rogers together and tell me how many IDs are inside it. You get it? Group all the customer last names and tell me how many IDs are inside it. So count the project IDs. Group the last names and count the project IDs inside that last name. So when I click on run, I have now got a list. Bailey has 1, Cruz has 2, Graham has 3, Hunter has 5, not so complex, right? This is. Everybody got this? We took the customer last name and we grouped the customer last names. Then we took the project IDs and we counted the project IDs against every customer last name. Ishan, okay there? Okay guys, we'll break for 10 minutes then. 8:55 we'll be back then. Okay, I'm saving this as, we have to come back and do our screenshots. By the way, we missed the screenshots here, no? I missed the screenshot here, design view. Everybody, question 3A. I'll save it as 3A dash what? Customer projects or number of projects by customer. Number of projects by customer. When you come back from the break, we'll do that. Everybody, there is a criteria we missed out. There is a criteria there. Right, boys, girls, everybody, in terms of the project ID, we are only interested in project IDs that have a count of more than 2, right? So our criteria will be greater than 2. Okay, everybody, please make sure you all put that. Criteria is what? They have to say greater than 2 who have commissioned more than 2 projects. So we put greater than 2. So when I click on run, guys, only the customers who have commissioned more than 2 projects, only their details are appearing on my screen. Okay, do not forget to put criteria is greater than 2. Let's save our work. And everybody, there are a couple of screenshots I have to take. That is, first of all, question 2B screenshot I didn't take yet. I'll quickly do that. Design view. In design view, I have to take a screenshot. I'll quickly take it. Okay, Windows Shift S. Oh, no, my fields are not properly visible. Make the fields bigger. I think I will take 2 screenshots. So Windows Shift S, screenshot 1. I come and paste it in question 2B. Okay. I take a second screenshot also. Okay. Then I also need a screenshot of the next query. Okay, a screenshot of the next query, which is over here. Question 3A, design view. Windows Shift S from top to bottom. Okay, Ivan, everything okay there? What's he doing? Okay, that is also done. Okay, then the report, I'm not doing it now. I'm not doing the, sorry, I put in the wrong place. Three A. Okay, right, this is also done in class. So I can put a note over here, done in class. And now in 3B, it says I can move, right? Everybody, I can move from over here. Sandru, all of you done with this? Query is done. Okay. 3B then goes on to say, ISIAS would like the information in chart format to make it easier to understand. The chart needs to show each customer's last name and the number of projects they have commissioned. Okay, so use the query you created in question 3A to extract the data for the chart. Okay, so everybody, shall we get started with this? So this particular data needs to be converted into a chart. Anyone remembers the tool we were using? We were using what? Create blank report, right? We were using a blank report. So create blank report. And then what do we do over here? We go into design view. We go into design view. Over here, what do? We have to come into report design. And you can see over here, you have an option called insert modern chart. Everyone saw this? So over here, I think column chart would be the best suited. We come into report design, insert modern chart. A column chart looks good. Clustered column would do the job. We draw our chart from top to bottom. Okay. And as soon as we draw it, it gives us a dummy chart. Okay. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go into chart settings and connect it to the correct query. So we come into queries and we say connect this to number of projects by customer. Number of projects by customer. My axis category will be customer last name and my y-axis will be count of project ID. Okay. All good? Then guys, girls, can you take your property sheet and put a suitable title, axis labels, property sheet. We come into our chart, format, and the chart title will change to, number of projects by customer. Then primary category axis title will be customer last name. The primary value axis title will be count of projects. Count of projects. Everybody saw this? I have an x-axis, I have a y-axis. Customer last name, count of projects. Anything else I need to do here? Nope. I just have to take a screenshot in design view. Let me save this first. Question number what? 3B dash chart count of customer projects. Number of projects by customer. Okay. Which building has a count? Customer last name, customer ID, customer last name. We put the criteria greater than 2. Okay. I have the chart title. Then okay, title. Primary value at 7 of projects. Okay. Number of projects by customer. Okay, everybody, I need to move away from here. The examiner has asked me to take screenshots of what? Display or report in design view. So I go into design view and take a screenshot. Windows Shift S and take a screenshot in design view. Sorry, screen print the entire window. Sorry. Display or report in design view. Ensure the chart is visible. Screen print the entire window. Okay. So in design view, we take a screenshot of the entire window. Windows Shift S from top to bottom, entire screen we take, and we come and paste it here. Then the examiner goes on to say, screen print your report in print preview. Screen print your report in print preview. So we change the view to print preview and we take a screenshot here from top to bottom and we come and paste it over here. Are we all good? So I put a note over here. These also done in class, and I'm going to move on to the next question in a few seconds. All right, we're going to move away from here. Isias wants a button added to the report you created in question 3b. Create a button that prints the report. Simple question, right? Create a button that prints the report. So everybody, we can use our macro builder. So I'm going to come into close print preview and I'm going to come into this design view. In design view below the chart, I'm going to create space. I'm going to pull the page footer down. So I have space over here. I'll come to my report design and take tool number 4. Tool number 4 is a button now. Take tool number 4, draw a button over here. And this button, guys, shall we use the button wizard didn't come for some reason. Okay, so I'll come over here and say print chart. Okay, print chart. Let's bold it. Let's go into format and let's bold it. Let's make its font size slightly bigger. And everybody, I'm going to right click at build event. I'm going to program it to print. Build event. Okay, I have a button over here. I'm going to right click on this button and say build event. So what should this button do? Using macro builder, it should open a report in open report. Which report? My chart. In which view? In print. It should open it up in print. Okay. The action to be performed is opening the report. What is which report? The report containing the chart. In which view? In print view. So print view basically means it will start printing it. You can then save your button. Everybody okay with this? Boys, girls? So everybody, we are gonna click on close. I'm gonna click on close, and then the examiner tells me what? The examiner then goes on to tell me, produce screen prints in design view to show any macro. Sorry, screen print or report in design view, which I have already. Screen print your report in design view. Let me move this. In design view, I'll take a screenshot from top to bottom and then come and paste it over here. Then I need a screenshot of my macro. Okay, so I'm going to right click on my macro and say build event. Right click and say build event, and I'm going to take a screenshot of this program. Windows Shift S, Control V. Okay, everybody. So I'll put a note over here that this was also done in class. So we only have 2 more questions remaining after this, no? Which most probably in December we'll be attempting. Okay, now everybody, anybody's laptop I need to come to? Guys, girls, everybody, because we're going to be stopping at this point. The next question is a dashboard, and then we have another big essay type question. Come, all of you okay with this? Button works? Vidun? Guys online, girls online, everybody, I hope it works for you all. Okay, if you all want, check and see, but you will not be able to print because there is no printer connected to your device. It might just, when I click on it, asks me, says now printing. It's printing to PDF for me. When I click on this button, it's going to print to PDF. Okay, you can test your button and see, everybody. You can test your button and see. Okay. Right, everybody. With that, we'll stop then. Okay, until we meet again for your exams. Okay, everybody, attempt as many past paper questions as you can. That's the best practice I can advise you all to do. Okay, take care, stay safe. See you all next week. Okay, bye-bye.